Hi there, good afternoon. This is Akko, one of the main destinations for the Crusaders in the 12th and 13th centuries. Absolutely incredible old city here. I just made another video giving a full tour of all that there is to see here. I highly recommend coming here and spending at least a couple of days. There is a lot to see and do, not just the sites in the old city, but boat tours from the harbor and beaches, and then the whole new city, which I really didn't see. But as you can see, I'm all packed up and leaving. So a quick recap of my situation. So I have a flight out of Ben Gurion International Airport in Tel Aviv tomorrow evening. And so I have just today basically to see a bit more of Israel. The hope is to be able to rent a car, but because I spent more time than I'd expected touring around Akko here this morning, then it is getting a little late for the rental car. But I am going to go to one right now and see if it's possible. Otherwise, maybe in Haifa, and then end the day in Tel Aviv and stay there for the night. The question is, what can I manage to see today on the way heading south? Now, one place that I want to see that isn't on the way south is Svat. It is the highest town in Israel in the mountains, a really pretty, cute, mystical town. So we're leaving the old city here, and then I will walk over to a rental car office that is about 10 minutes away from here, or maybe catch a taxi if I see one. And so I would really love to be able to see Svat, but it is an hour east and north in the opposite direction of Tel Aviv, and so I would absolutely need the rental car to make that happen. Otherwise, I'm hoping that I can maybe somehow manage to see Caesarea. Roman ruins that look just absolutely spectacular. And they are on the way, but out of the way a little bit, as opposed to being like right on the way between Haifa and Tel Aviv. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Going to do this walk, it looks like, and then we'll see how things work out. So here we are in the new city. Unfortunately, no luck with the rental car. I stopped at the place, they had lots of cars. I thought that it was all good because I explained I wanted to drop in Tel Aviv, but there was a misunderstanding. Turns out I would have to bring it back here, which is what I was afraid of, because the name of the place wasn't, you know, Avis, Hertz, whatever, a major car rental company. So now to plan B or C or whatever, which is to get to the train station and I guess catch a train to Haifa and then check rental cars there, and if nothing else, then see a bit of Haifa. I saw it from the bus coming up here 2 days ago. It's a big city. I'm sure there's lots to see. The main problem is this backpack, which that is one of the advantages of the rental car. In addition to getting you around, leave it in the car. And there goes a train, which probably isn't good news, depending on how often they run. Maybe they go every 20 minutes or something, but good to have confirmation that the train does come through here. And then there's also the option of a bus. And here's the train station. Good news. There's a train in 5 minutes going to Haifa and Tel Aviv. So I now have to make up my mind what I'm doing. Haifa is only 15-20 minutes away, something like that. And then Tel Aviv will be another like hour and a half. To go to Caesarea, the Roman ruins that I really want to see, I have to get off somewhere along the way, and then I wasn't quite clear on whether I can get another train from there to Caesarea or have to catch a bus or a taxi or what. So I will do some research on my phone on the train here and make a plan. Alright, things are working out. So I think that I'm going to skip Haifa. It's a big city, spread out. I looked for what to see, and there's certainly stuff to see, but nothing that was like, I gotta go and see that. So I will continue to the junction where I can change, and then get another train to Caesarea to see the Roman ruins, and hope to heck I can find somewhere to stash this backpack. But I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't lockers in the train stations for terrorism reasons. But we'll see. Maybe I'll have to luggage. So there is Haifa right across the bay there. So speaking of terrorism, when I entered the train station, there was a metal detector that was not working. There was a soldier standing there, and he asked for my ID. I showed him my passport, and then he asked me if I had any weapons. I have a pocket knife, a leather knife, and so I said yes, and he asked to see it. And I showed it to him, and luckily he said, just keep it in your bag. That would have been a shame to have lost that. I've traveled with it for years. Okay, time for lunch. So I have some random leftovers here. Orange juice, crackers, this Arabic spread for the crackers, and then 2 peanut bars and a sesame bar. So this is Binyaminya. This is where I will catch another train over to Caesarea. So I'm not sure I'm on the right train. But it was the right platform. And I asked somebody and they said, yes, this one. eerily quiet. Let's see if I can confirm before we take off. But there's like nobody on here. What's going on? Okay, apparently this is it. This is Caesarea. So, the national park, which is where the Roman city is 6 miles or 10 kilometers away. I was anticipating a taxi hanging around. Let's see if Uber might work. I kind of doubt it out here. No cars available. Not surprised. Okay. What to do, what to do. There is a modern city of Caesarea. Maybe I need to start walking into the town and find a taxi somewhere. So you can see there Caesarea Pardes Hanna station. I was on the wrong side of the tracks. I hadn't seen a tunnel coming over here. So got over here, buses, but apparently I need the number 80 bus, and trying to figure out the schedule was quite confusing. It looked like maybe it doesn't run very often. I think I'll just start walking, and if I see it go past, I'll be ready to stop at the next bus stop and catch it. Otherwise, let's look for a taxi. What do we got here? 11. Oh man. The heat is getting hotter. I'm getting little breaks every once in a while from the clouds, and then as soon as it goes away, the sun is intense. Pizza and beer. Very tempting. But first things first, got to complete the mission. So I'm trying to go to Caesarea, the ancient Roman city. But there is a new Caesarea city. That's what I'm walking through now. And apparently it is a quite fancy, rich, upscale town. Various famous and notable people live here. A professional Belgian golfer, and I forget who else. I was looking at the Wikipedia page, but I was considering staying here for the night, and that is still an option. Problem is the hotels were crazy expensive, so still going to think about that, because tomorrow I could easily get to the airport in time since my flight is in the evening. Not a lot of taxis around here. So I checked on Google and confirmed. Bus number 80 goes to Caesarea, Roman city. It doesn't run very often, but there's one in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to wait here and try to flag down a taxi in the meantime. I saw two go past while I was on a side street there. So there are some around. Made it to the Roman city, but first, pomegranate orange juice. Cheers with ice. Oh man, that is so weird right now. So I'm not sure what's going on, but there's nobody at the ticket office. It is closed. I was afraid that it might have closed, you know, early in the afternoon or something, but looks like we can in fact go in. Caesarea, on the site of what was once a Phoenician town, Stratos Tower, King Herod, whose palace I visited a few days ago, built a resplendent city and named it Caesarea in honor of his patron, Augustus Caesar. Its inhabitants, Romans, Samaritans, and Jews, enjoyed the pleasures of the Roman world, water in plentiful supply, bathhouses, and places of entertainment. In 6th CE, so 6 AD, Caesarea became the seat of the Roman governors. The status of the city's Jews deteriorated, and in 66 CE, they rebelled against the Romans. So, similar history as at Herodium. Wow, the sea is right there. It is going to be intense hiking around here with this big old backpack, but that's the way that it worked out. At least I got here. It was a trial, and I'm not sure how I'm getting back yet because the bus, according to Google, doesn't go again until like 6 o'clock. But I saw a taxi go by. We'll figure that out later, one way or another. The Caesarea Nymphaeum. The Nymphaeum was the public fountain that stood at the center of ancient Caesarea as one of the city's main monuments and was situated at the intersection where the city's main street meets the Herodian port. The Nymphaeum had a decorative function, provided drinking water, and was also a place where residents of Caesarea and its visitors could congregate. So it looks like there's a bus in 25 minutes, so I am just very glad to be off my feet in the shade, weight off my back for a little while, but that was really amazing. Classic ancient Roman city. The grandeur, the largeness of the walls and the racetrack and everything, just incredible. So it was worth coming out here. Now, time to get to Tel Aviv. Got to book a hotel room. From here, get to the train station where I first got off, and then from there should be plenty of direct trains going into Tel Aviv, about another hour or so away. So my Israeli adventure is almost over. Today is the last day. I'd seen pictures of it. And then wasn't sure why I missed it, so it's at a separate location. Would love to hop out and run over and get a closer look, but it is time to move. So that was the bus that I was on. I'm not sure if I'm now in the city of Caesarea or something else, but she gave me instructions to walk this way to another street, and there will be a bus stop, bus number 921. So hopefully this works out. Looks like she was right. Let's see how long it takes for the bus to actually get here. It is currently 5:35. Nobody else here, so I've tried to make sense of these bus schedules and they don't seem to make any sense. I mean, obviously they do somehow, but not as far as I can figure out. There's the bus number, but what do you do with that? So this is Tel Aviv. Look at the amazing crescent moon. Beautiful. So today was one of those days. It's a good example of why sometimes you really want a rental car when you're traveling and not rely on public transportation, because this was kind of a disaster of a detour going to the Roman city there, even though it was worth doing. No regrets. I wanted to see it. But if I had stayed on the train that I was on, that I got on in Akko, it was going to Tel Aviv. It would have arrived here around 3:30. I got off it at about 2:30. It is now after 8 o'clock. So basically it took me like 5 hours to do the Roman city Caesarea detour, even though it was only a 15-minute drive from the train stop where I first got off the train. There were so many different things that resulted in various time sucks there, much of which I didn't film. I mean, nothing dramatic or exciting, just the walking and the waiting, and buses take a long time. So what happened with that last bus that I was on is that eventually I started to realize that it was going way inland and I needed to get back over to the coast. It had been cruising along when I first got on it, and then as it got into the city, then it started making lots of stops. And so I looked on my phone, luckily at just the right time, and realized that even though I was about almost equal with where I need to go, where my hotel is over on the coast, it was like 40 minutes away or something. So I was that far inland, and it was going in the completely wrong direction. It was continuing to head south. I guess maybe going to that crazy bus station that I was at before, but at that point I knew that I needed to figure out where this bus was going and whether I should get off it. So I was thinking of going up to the bus driver, but you know, that's always a little tricky, especially when you're in the city and dealing with traffic and all that. So a guy got on and sat right near me, and I asked him, and he said something about 66 bus. But then another guy overheard me talking to him, and he was getting off right there and taking the light rail, the inner city train. And he said, "Follow me and I'll show you where to go and how to do it." And so that was the way to go, because that cruised in the exact right direction. But then it got me here, which is still about 15 minutes away driving from my hotel. And so I need to catch a taxi. There we go. But I wasn't seeing any back there. There were bus stops. Let's try to get this guy. I guess he's, can't tell if he's busy or... Nope. Okay. There's another one. I can see somebody else in it though. Oh man, what an exhausting travel day. So I don't understand what's going on with the taxis around here, but this is just an absolute nightmare trying to catch one. That was what foiled me trying to get to the Roman ruins. If I had found a taxi there, then boom, 15 minutes I would have arrived and then came back, but I was never able to find a taxi, and as I showed, the Uber wasn't working. But here, I don't get it. There was a guy there, and so I walked up to him. He rolled his window down. He asked where I was going, and I said, Bograshov is the name of the street, 15 minutes away, and he said no. Like, the taxis have select routes they can go or something? I don't get it. And then there was another one here with nobody in it. But he said no. Maybe he was on his way to pick somebody up, of course, but it's just freaking bizarre. Like, okay, I have no idea. Oh man, now we have 2 buses. I'm trying to go like straight east. No? Okay. So, a bit of good news. That bus got me close enough that I can walk it from here. And this is a pretty hip part of town. It's about like a 7-8 minute walk away. So I'm almost to where I'm going. This is a really hip street. I am thirsty and hungry, so maybe I'll come to one of these spots here. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Super Yuda. Okay, it's right up here. Nice shower curtain. Not actually the shower. At first I thought that it was, but it's like a utility space. There's the shower. Everything is small, but it is perfectly fine for one night. And it is a good price. 59 euros or 64 bucks. Nice and clean, like renovated, quiet. Got a fan. I love the fan. And in a great location. I almost wish I was staying another night to have tomorrow to see more of Tel Aviv, but I was here before, and I am very excited about where I'm going tomorrow. All right, I'm going to just get out there right now and go find somewhere to take a seat, relax, and get some grub. I will have the grilled salmon. Grilled salmon? Yes. That's all. Thank you. Cheers. Oh man. So this is an Uzbekistani, Ukrainian, Georgian restaurant. Very interesting. But I'm just going for a regular old grilled salmon. Haven't had any seafood in a little while.